Welcome back. In this video, we are going to see three important keywords in Java. They are throw, throws, and finally. We have already seen how we can manage exception in Java by using five keywords. One is try, second one is catch, third is throw, then throws, finally, we have finally. So let us see how it works. So let us see with the throw keyword. So which is used to throw an exception explicitly. So this can be done from our side. If we want to throw an exception, not from the system side, we can do it using the keyword. So the syntax is going to be uh, throw. Throw is the keyword, and you can use throwable instances. Now let us see how we can create this throwable instance. So there are two ways by which I can create a throwable instance. One is I can use a parameter in a catch block. Second is I can create instance with new operator. So let me repeat. Throw is the keyword we use to throw an exception explicitly, and this is a syntax throw and throwable instance, and the throwable instance can be created in two ways. One is we can use a parameter in a catch block. Second thing is we can create an instance using the new operator. So let us see a small program where we are going to throw uh, an exception explicitly. So let us look at this program where we can find the class name as test throw, and it has got a method called validate. So we are not worried about this method at this stage, and this is what the main function where I call the method called validate, and which takes parameter as 13. So obviously it will go to the method in the class called validate. So age is going to be 13 now. Now look at the statement where age is lesser than 18. If the age is less than 18, so throw. Look at this throw. We are going to throw an exception explicitly, and we have created throwable instance using new operator arithmetic exception, and this is a name for that, not valid. Otherwise you are going to print the message. Now we have thrown an exception explicitly, and this should be, so what happened, this should be caught. So when we throw this, we can catch this in other place, and when we run this program, we will be getting an exception called, or we'll be getting the output like exception in thread main java.lang arithmetic expression not valid. So please remember, this is a way we throw an exception explicitly. How this is possible? Using the keyword throw. Look at this. So let us see another example. So where the class name is test, it has got a method called average, and so this is what it does. This is what the average method, and this is what the other method called main, where it calls the average method. We'll come to this, where we have a piece of code which we have put inside the try block, and inside the try we are going to throw an exception explicitly. So throw, again we have made use of the keyword new, and the exception is going to be arithmetic exception, and this is the demo. So when I do this, the average method throw an instance of arithmetic exception which is successfully called using a catch statement. So we have a catch statement for this which is going to catch this exception, and we are going to print this. So we'll be getting the output as exception caught, and E is going to represent what kind of exception is this. Next is throws. So this is something like a warning message. So if you go to certain houses, you can find be aware of dog or beware of dog. What it is, which is going to give you a message stating that a dog is inside. If you try to enter the house, now you have to. We are not responsible. You have to take care of yourself. You have to take certain precautions. Same way, so there'll be a few methods. They are capable of throwing exception, but they will not be managing it. So, which is going to a prior knowledge about which exception to handle, or if I call this method, what is going to happen. So, this can be done using a keyword called throws. So, let us see the syntax for this. So, you have to give type, method name, everything is same as a method which is going to write in a method. After the method name, the definition, you have to write throws, and you have to give the exception list. If it is array index out of bound exception, you can give it. If it is arithmetic exception, you can give it. So now it is clear that if I call this method, what happened? This method may throw an exception called arithmetic exception or some other exception, so that I'll have some idea. So I'm going to handle this separately. So let us see a small example. So you can see the class called throw exception. So this is what the method, and the method says if anybody calls me, I'm going to throw illegal access exception. Okay, so let us go to the main method. So this is what the main method. So inside the main, I call the fun method. Which is a fun method? Fun method is this. And fun method says very clearly, if you call me, I may throw illegal access exception. So I have to deal with that. So I have written catch for this illegal access exception in my main method. So where system.out.println, so I may get this statement, and throw. Once I say this method is going to throw an exception, that should be done right. So where I'm going to throw illegal access exception. See this. This is what I gave in the warning message. If you enter in my method, I'm going to throw this exception, and I named it as demo. So what happened? Now the calling function, which is a calling function, the main method can take certain precaution, or which can have a catch method which is going to catch this exception. So I wrote illegal access exception in my main method. So I'm going to print this statement caught in main method. So this is going to be the output inside fun, which is going to throw an exception called illegal access exception. So it will come to the catch statement. This statement or this variable is going to catch the illegal access exception, and once it is done, which is going to print the statement called caught in main. So finally, I'll be getting the output as inside fun caught in main. So this is about throws. The last one is finally. Finally, as we have seen previously, uh, no, this clause is written with a try and catch statement, and which guarantees that whatever I write inside this finally will get executed irrespective of try and catch blocks or what happens inside that. So this is what the syntax: try statement, then catch statement, finally. So finally is not worried about what happens inside the try block and catch blocks. Whatever happens, the try block or inside the try block or catch blocks, the finally whatever I write inside the statement which will get executed. So this is what an example for that. So you can find a finally block here. So this will get executed irrespective of what happens in the try block and the catch block. So I'll be getting divide by 0 in the finally block. So this statement gets executed irrespective of what kind of exception this program is going to throw.